Dear ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty members and dear guests, it's a pleasure to have you here today and to present you my master thesis, Circle of Plasticity, Diamond Goes By.
Can I ask you to speak a little bit up because it's
trying it. Mr. Josef Lau, a Chinese production and industry bell magnate, and I, Vanessa Wagner, warmly welcome you to our presentation of plasticity. In this project, Mr. Josef Lau aims to challenge the notion of a master plan by questioning the project of the line from the notion of plasticity. This vision begins with the compromising and the words of Mr. Josef Lau. Nothing that is has to be. His idea is to challenge the master plan and to create an extraordinary city, plasticity. In the words of Mr. Josef Lau, it is the streams of time, the great evolutionary currents are characterized by transformations and they could not evolve fully and do not change. What sense would it make to remain unchanged, to consist in the same parts from which we originated? And that's why I take a part that already exists, deform it to something useful that is needed to serve humanity over time, and then return it, according to belief, back to what it once was. We embark on this journey together with various scientists and researchers guided by a concept of plasticity. Among them, Catherine Malibu, an icon in research on plasticity, joins us and discusses the new concept with us of change and plasticity. Unlike the ancient dogma of architecture, which asserted that buildings as beneficial objects of humanity are not set in stone, but rather constantly change throughout life as a result of experiences in various ways. An expert from an interview with Mr. Josef Lau illustrates his view on plasticity. It is not the strongest or the most intelligent that will survive, but those who can best manage change. This recognizes the importance of plasticity. Plasticity is the ability to engage in dialogue within a city. The theory predates the universe. Everything revolves about something, constantly transforms and adapts to further environmental conditions. In this changing millennia, is the why is the change so important, so important? Why we do what we do. Change is not important. It is the result of change. Nothing is as permanent as change. To illustrate actually this vision, we choose the stage of our construction site, the Venetia diamond mine. Venetia is Venetia is the largest diamond producing mine in South Africa, producing 4.2 million carats of diamonds in 2018. It is owned and operated by the De Beers Group, an Anglo-American, and has been in production since 1992. The open pit mining operation is expected to continue until 2021, after which it transforms to the underground mining. This actually happened already. The construction site boasts detailed infrastructure, including, among other things, as for example an airport. But what makes it attractive as a stage is not only this infrastructure, but also the people and their needs. As the diamond mine is an expert to close in 2046, so we try to react on this, Mr. Josef Lau and me. And actually, before we go to the statements and the manifesto we wanted to show, we prepared a little introduction video, which is actually trying to summarize the transformation and actually putting your mind in the right place to start. Hopefully, conclusion.
Tom?
So now let's start with the manifesto for the cycle of plasticity, also called Phases of the City. For this, actually, Mr. Josef Lau prepared a little letter which I would like to read out loud now. Ladies and gentlemen, we hereby present to you the manifesto concerning our transmission city at the Venetia diamond mine in South Africa. The city is envisioned to unfold within the area of 3,5 square kilometers, which is still partially utilized for diamond extraction. Within statement 0 to 90,999, we narrate you to the concept plan and visages of our masterpiece for the humans. We invite you to engage our dreams, desires, and imagination in contributing to induce the ever-evolving spirit of plasticity into the city. Enjoy the diamond-obsessed building magnate Josef Lau. So together we actually searched out the 14 best kind of like statements we would like to present you today, which are actually composing together this little song or poem, which I'm gonna read out loud now. Master plan is dead, circle is the seed. Relationality encircles them, nurtured by plasticity's grace. Within the minestrone, in the drama of the fake, synthesizing fusion and enigma, diamonds bring the touch. Recycling the world, changing DNA's old page, going through curtains fall, towards the keyhole, home to my heart, towards the blue orange of life. So actually the first 4 statements are now going about the master plan you see as a big model next to me, or actually not master plan anymore, the top view. So it's called Master Plan is Dead, the view from above. Freedom to live our own lives. We, the visionaries of the city, aim to create a city characterized by plasticity, self-growth and self-optimization. Our vision unfolds amidst the continuous operation in the Venetia diamond mine in Limpopo, South Africa. The widely regarded master plan finds no implementation here. The diamond line seamlessly integrates with the circular frame and the white canvas, so the new cycle will not frame. The construction is guided by time, and what transpires on the canvas is malleable and trusted into interaction between people and the city. Those, the city, can grow with us, the people, and we are not confident between the lines, the limits of the achievable. When it comes to working, thinking, or living in general, plasticity isn't about bending over backwards to adapt to change. It's about holding oneself open to new ways of being, like Catherine Malibu would say. Actually, then going to the next big chapter, Circle is the Seed. It's called also as a little undertitle, Detail from the Ring. Why we choose actually the circle and why we see it as a little decal which can grow. So the plasticity concept goes against the line. The line is straight, an infinitely long object with no width, depth, curvature. So control, stiff and straight, always watered at 2 points, a border, the opposite of a city. It's not even flexible. No to flexibility, yes to plasticity. We are the circle with close and complete unity around the center, the people, the heart of the city. Our heart, which beats and pulsates, is the focus surrounded by the ring of life, the circle. The quality of life often depends on the quality of seeds that lie deep in our constitutions. The circle is the seed which blends with the existing environment to form a real city. The seeds of civilization are in every culture, but it is city life that brings them to fruition. Then coming actually to the chapter as an undertitle, The Cut, and the title is Relationality and Circles Them. So actually in the plasticity, the community takes center stage. We need creative mechanisms for change based on aggregates of self-interest leading to community. Inspired by the principle of inclusion and social coexistence, we create an environment that fosters education, culture, health, and social justice. Plasticity becomes a place where those who coexist in harmony celebrate unity in diversity and enable us to grow together, increase the power of action. We, the visionaries of the city, strive for a fusion with what already exists. The diamond, with all his faces and cultures, is embraced to find a place in our rationality. The complex order and deep rationality we seek does not rely on a single hand. We don't avoid the cut in the middle of the desert, but rather merge with the circumstances. Together we create an imperfect unity. We are a cycle in the center of the diamond. And actually now, before actually coming to the seeds and the 10 other statements, we now at statement 4, the last one, who actually tries to show you the imagination and the possibilities of the top view. And this one is also called Sequence of Plasticity. So here, welcome to the cycle of plasticity, the diamond city. A bold experience that redefines the boundaries of possibility where the future is being created. The city is not even carved in stone. We adjust to form both on a structural and functional level to respond to experience, environment, and even traumas. The city of plasticity is a system that adapts to change and knows how to reorganize itself. Everything that counts is relating to the process of formation and sculpting. The goal of the city is to capture the current situation and accompany circular growth to the turning point in 2046. In this year, the diamond mining should choose allowing even more space for the circle of plasticity to autonomously develop ways of being influenced another among mutations of life. They change and they diversify. Personal identities as well as social structures are constantly evolving. Social constructions have no static identity or social order. When we must consider the variability and malleability of overall construct of urban identity, plasticity may characterize a certain meaning of the absolute as its dissolution, solitude, but not of totally exclusivity and infinity. With a circular structure representing the balance between humans and nature, a self-optimized system that promotes efficiency ways of being, a diverse shining city with a focus on the human and the needs. It will for sure be whatever we make out of it. So, before actually showing you the last 10 statements of the seed we choose to present today, we always have here the question, why in a city, in behind? So if I'm now reading actually the text, just keep maybe this in mind. So the first one is with the minestrone, also called the arena. Here we decide to put our arena as a seed into the top view by time, with the idea fire fuses many things together. The minestrone soup is a place where we fuse together in a situation. We are all equal and still different, imprinted with imagination, dedication, and pleasure. The ideas of distance and differences are therefore connected together. The Misrone absorbs the influences of diverse cultures. When you have an entire amphitheater of people laughing that way, it makes you feel so funny and it frees you to go further than you probably would. Together, we are a community of different faces, united in the situation in the Minestrone. So the next one is called in the drama of the fake and has as a seat the palace as a background. And maybe here it is important to know that the truth is very pure and never simple. This distinction between the fake and the real appears effortlessly discernible, good and evil, black and white. In the grand symphony of life, it becomes evident that we are not confident in the cage of assignment. We are condemned to be free. We unfold not in the shades of grey, but also in the vivid transparency of life's colorful faces. Like a butterfly, it mimics, it is fake, to survive. The simulacrum is never that which conceals the truth, it is the truth which conceals that there is none. So, after this, we have the next statement. We are now at statement 7. The labor you also see in the blue model, hopefully, and it's also called synthetic fusing and jigma. Here is the point that, in fact, the synthetic mixtures is too scrupulous to leave anything without proof. Synthetic relies on the artificial composition of substances. Substances can be broken down to smaller parts like chemicals, materials, metals, fumes, and the DNA. Observe the texture of the skin, the quality of the iris, the bone formation of the hand, a manifestation of a strong Frankenstein complex. On the contrary, they are the outcome of truly synthetic chemical process conducted in the laboratory. So ordinary that appears real. Breaking humanity's code is as straightforward as that we cannot construct anything. However, what imparts value of an object? The value of an object is not the rarity, but it's the joy that brings to us. The only solution is love. From this moment onward, the world is both open and partly closed to us. So, now actually we have the temple as the next seat, also called diamonds ring detached. Actually, I tried it to destroy something. The temple can rotate. So here is the part behind it. Gone are the ritual and the lyricism. A thorough prison acquires their own truth. In every culture of humanity, a captivating commonality unfolds, a place of unparalleled power and significance, the polychromy of gods, the ritual of spiritual purity. Quantitized sufficience to cause inconvenience or ritual pollution were burned, and it was ended up becoming but one more ritual, as you see. Yet admit all variation to constant emerges in spiritual sides. The search for a place left for spirituality in entirely material world. These places act as oases of tranquility, sources of fortification, destinations of hopes, and gateways to expanding our constitutions. A space of spirituality aching to your diamonds. So then we come actually to a part which is, I think, one of the most important in this top view, in this out-of-frame top view. It's called the recycling the world, and it's the garden. So the garden is everywhere. So the world is a multi-dimensional cycle. Everything evolves around itself. Something is born, something lives, something dies, something decomposes, and from this something new emerges. It's a circle of life. Recycling, reduce, reuse, recycle. A perpetual state of recycling where discourse undergoes composition, decomposition, and recomposition. Reprocess, reuse, salvage, reclaim, save, and recycle. There is no doubt that the considered useful particle temporary and destined for recycling transformation. It is not a story to be told, but a story to be revered, and adored. Yes, also from Mr. Joseph Lau's opinion, actually one of the most important statements is the street, also called changing the DNA's old page, a matter of energy. It's a beautiful, simple story. Genes and not organisms drive evolutionary change. Like a predetermined road and privileged in the influences of the environment, the DNA code of the city, the terms of the core were explained. Simple and predictable. But the story is not that simplistic. The effect of a gene is not always the same, that depends on the host and the cell environment. Neither the people nor the city are machines. People are not neatly divided into individual genes, and neither is the city. So the story concludes actually in the profound question, who are we? Yes, so the last 4 statements, now we are in the entrance. It's called Going to the Curtains Fall. Here we have the entrance partition. That actually marks the starting point. The question is, why I am entering the city? Is it because we are breathing the same air, the air tasted as familiar as ever, trusted? Or is it because we want to experience new atmospheres? Why do we choose the air? Is it because of the places, the meetings, the people, the thoughts, or the money? For whom is the atmosphere? For the worker or for the consumer? For the adventurer or for the war? How is the composition of air? Made of faces. Now actually coming to my favorite part in all the statements, called towards the keyhole, also the graveyard. And maybe we start with this quote, already dead by virtue of promise to death, die. The grand silence of blissful nature filled the garden, compressed into a pressed diamond. But this cannot be confident in the garden gates, from end to end. Here our last spark is preserved in a corridor of infinite memories. Now, my dear, it is impossible to express it in a few words, the infinite things. These shimmering juveniles excapulate the essence of beyond days. I remember it vividly. Each sparkling gemstones tell a wordless story that defies understanding with words. Is there any light at the end of the tunnel? There are silent witnesses of life that remind us that is a transformation into a diamond, the keyhole of life. Maybe to explain this statement a little bit, we changed the design of a graveyard and decided that the ash, once a silent shell of past life, now blooms as a diamond, sparkling in the dance of memory. So we got compressed into diamonds, and the diamonds are now the new graveyard. So we are actually closing with the statement 14. We have now the statement 13, home to my heart, also called housing. Home is actually the birthplace of life's narrative. To us it is home, all the home we know. Every stone, every path, and every street corner tells a story, from historical roots to modern achievements. Every locality represents a city within a city. From the capital city to the city embodying capital. To my incredible family, we will forever remind the beating heart and conforming heaven to existence. Together we cultivate a vibrant community. An imanic microsome where people, cultures, and ideas harmonize to compose a lively symphony of life. United we stand, divided we fall. Create a home for all of us. And we actually choose then to conclude this presentation with the last statement, called Towards the Blue Orange of Life, the Square. We are companions in the circular orange eye where the city identity takes shape. This symbol brings us together with its multis mortis ingenious, unite us, draws us together. Foster a vibrant community. In such matters, diversity may be just as valuable as quantity. This diversity arises from different approaches to achieve grandiose beauty. Strangers come together, creating a sense of unity in diversity. The outcast is a part of us. This is a place where the city identity takes shape, where the heart of the city beats, by letting our ways of being become ways of being the city, and ways of being the city becomes us. So, we hope you found the presentation of the manifesto expert enjoyable. Despite the gravity, acknowledge that we couldn't explore all phases and the concept of plasticity. We are proud to mention that our journey actually including the collaboration with AI and it's a cure with an I. And the cure of the concept of circular plasticity lies always for us in the question, why? Like you see behind me, which actually always driving us. Therefore, we would like to conclude actually with quotes from Hymn of Clint's picture number 17, the swan, not a circle, it is a swan. Thank you very much for listening and